Hey guys, what's up, it's Jax here, and today I'll be showing you guys how to make an industrial sugarcane farm like the one behind me here. So this is the sugarcane farm here. Now it has a total of 6 rows of sugarcane, and these rows can vary in length. You can make yours longer than this or shorter, it depends on your space. But you can't make it wider as the flying machine can only hold so many blocks. So this farm works by growing the sugarcane, then every so often using a hopper clock like we have here, the flying machine will fire off, breaking the sugarcane and removing the top layer here, removing this top layer of sugarcane, and then the hopper and minecart underneath will pick it up and drop it into our chest. Now I'm getting roughly around 500 sugarcane per hour. This has been running for a little bit over 15 minutes and we've already got 2 stacks and 9 of sugarcane plus 2 in this chest here. So that's just with 15 minutes and maybe a bit more of that than running, which is pretty impressive. Now with the decoration of this farm, you don't have to put a glass box around it. You can use something just like a normal block like cobblestone, but glass is preferable just to make sure your farm is working so you can see it easily. And as well as that, we've got the terracotta here. This glazed terracotta is needed to stop blocks from sticking to the slime blocks or honey blocks as it goes through. Now this flying machine only works on Java, however you can attach a bedrock flying machine to that. There are loads of tutorials about how to do a bedrock flying machine and you can attach one of those onto this farm. You may have to change it slightly with where the redstone lamps are just by moving the lamp and the obsidian behind it, but other than that this farm will also work on bedrock. The materials you'll need will appear on your screen now, and you can use slime or honey blocks. Honey blocks tend to be easier to get, but that choice is up to you. So let's get going. Let's start by coming up 4 blocks from the ground with some scaffolding, and then placing a slab in a block like this and creating a 10 wide line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just like this. Now here's where you get to decide how far, how deep you want your farm to go. Now this farm here is 21 blocks deep, but you can make it longer than that if you want, but 21 blocks seems to be pretty good. And you can make it shorter if you want. Now that's 21 blocks including this here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Then we want to fill all of this in with slabs. Okay, so this is what we have now. Now yours might be longer or shorter, but it should be around 10 blocks wide. Of course you can make it slimmer if you want. You're going to get less sugarcane. If you do make it slimmer, you could bring it in on the 2 sides so you don't have this extra row on the outside. But 10 blocks is pretty good and allows you to have a maximum amount of sugarcane. So mine is currently 10 by 21, yours might be bigger or smaller, but now we can place in some rails. Now the amount of rails in certain blocks will vary depending on how big your platform is, but a general rule of thumb is for every 8 rails placed, you want to place a powered rail. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then a powered rail here. Now we'll place a powered rail and we can either charge it with a redstone block by placing a redstone block underneath it, or by going underneath it like this, making it a block and flicking it using a lever and powering that block. That also powers the rail. It's up to you. I think the redstone block looks a little bit cleaner, so that's what I'll be using. Then we'll go another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And redstone block like that. And then once I've done this, I like to line up all my redstone blocks, and this allows for me to place our rails on every single row in around the same place like this. And then once we've done that, we'll test that it works by using a minecart and hopper, just making sure it can go right around. And we're going to just sort of loop the rails going right around like this, placing a powered rail on top of our redstone blocks. Once you get to here, you'll notice it tries to become a loop. You want to break this rail temporarily, place a block here, place this rail back, and continue going. Now to keep on doing this and keep on looping until you're back to the start. Or back to the end, and it should be on this side as well, the starting side. Okay, so we're on our last bend here, and we're just placing a powered rail there, and we're on our last side. Now you'll notice that this side ends on the same side that we start on. So it's on this 10 long side, it doesn't end on the opposite one over there. Now to test that we've got this all working, we're going to grab a minecart with a hopper, place it on here on this rail, get some sugarcane or some block and fill it up fully with that block. This is just to test our rails working. You especially want to do this if you've made it smaller or bigger, and push it onto a powered rail like this. And you just want to make sure it goes all the way around without stopping. Now if it does stop, don't worry, no stress, just add in a powered rail where it stops and that'll fix the issue. And you can see here it's going right along and making its way all around, and it should eventually get down to here. Oop, I missed a powered rail here and I missed a powered rail here on this last side. Don't forget to add those in. And it's coming here and it crashes off the end. That is fine, and we've tested it all and our minecart system is now working. So we're just going to set up the chest system now. So we want to grab out some chests, hoppers and more rails. To set up this chest system, come to the middle, place a temporary block, place 2 double chests, or 2 chests to create a double chest like this, and you can continue this down if you want, all the way down to the bottom, it's up to you. Then place hoppers going into the back of those chests like this. Then on both sides, bring these hoppers along, making sure they are connected. You can do this by crouching, so you crouch, like that, crouching. You hold shift on PC to do this. It's a different button on your PS4 controller or Switch, etc. But you want to crouch and then place it on the hopper. And if you notice, all the hoppers should be linked like this, and they should look like they're all going to the center here. Once we've got that, connect our 2 rails up like this, simply by going across. Then we want to add in a powered rail at the end here, 1 block away from the hopper, so not here, but here. Break this rail, replace with a redstone block, and add in powered rail. And we want to do that over here as well, like that. Now our minecart will just continue doing a big loop, but we won't add in that minecart with hopper just yet because we've got to do the water, etc. Now place sand here, a slab, 2 sand, 2 slabs, 2 sand, a slab, and a sand. So we should have this pattern here. Then continue this right along to the very end. Now we want to place this not over the hoppers, but 1 block forward, like that. And then bring this right all down to the end. So all of the sand comes right to the end, all of the slabs, etc., etc. We're going to now place a row of glass just around the outside edges of this. This is so we can place in our water without it flowing everywhere and covering our world with water, which we don't want. So just a row of glass or any block, it's your choice. And once we've got this, we can waterlog these slabs just with a water bucket like this, and clicking on each slab with a water bucket. We want to do this on every single slab going up. This is what we now have: bottom half waterlogged slabs with sand, and we can plant our sugarcane on those now if we want to, or we can do that a bit later. It's up to you. I'm going to plant it now so it can start growing. So by the time we get our first harvest, we get lots of sugarcane. Planting it's super simple, just have to plant it on all of the sand blocks. And if you've done your water correctly, you should be able to do that with ease. Now we have this, grab out some glazed terracotta and line this side like so. Then place glass here, terracotta, glass here, terracotta, and glass again, and we're going to do more terracotta around the top, so we end up with like a little loop like this with a hole in the middle for our flying machine to go through. Then replicate this on the other side, all the way over here. Terracotta going right along, glass, terracotta, glass. Make sure it's glazed terracotta, not just normal terracotta. This is because it doesn't stick to this block, the slime or the honey. Now we want to add in an extra row of glass on top of this, and do that on both sides. Again, this can be any block, it doesn't have to be glass. And fill in these walls here. Now on the side where the chest is, we want to come to the middle. We've got a 2-block middle. Go to the left side of this and come 4 blocks out. So not including this block here, 4 more blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then place a redstone lamp and then an immovable block. So this can be obsidian, or if you're on Java, anything with a sort of inventory. So things like chests, hoppers, and like furnaces. But obsidian is a good safe option for both bedrock and Java. We want to do this on the other side as well, coming 4 blocks out, but instead of doing it on the left side of the middle, we want to do it on the right. So we want to do it on this side here. So line yourself up, walk across. So it's this side here. It's the opposite side to that one there. We're going to come 4 blocks out again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Redstone lamp, obsidian, then break this here. To make the flying machine, place an observer on this redstone lamp like this, a sticky piston, 2 honey blocks, just like that. Then we'll place a temporary block here, an observer on that temporary block like this, facing it. When I say on it, I mean we're looking at the face, so the face of the observer, if I come to this side, is looking into that block. A sticky piston behind that and 2 honey or slime blocks. We'll break this here now. Now we're going to come to here and come out to the sides 3 on these 2 sections here. And then place either a glass or any sort of movable block, so glass, dirt, grass, stone, anything like that, on the sides of those honey. Now, if we quickly break this redstone lamp, you'll notice if we've done it correctly, the flying machine will start flying across. We'll place that redstone lamp back now. And if I go over here, this observer face here should line up with this redstone lamp, and it does. And we can also just send it back. So to automate that sort of detection of the redstone lamp, we're not actually going to break it, we're going to light it up. Because the observer detects that as a block change. So we got to create a hopper clock, which is that part over there. On one of the side walls, place a block, a hopper going into that block, break the block, and place a hopper going back into that hopper. So it should look like that. Place 2 comparators coming out like this, going into a block with redstone on top. Then place a sticky piston like this, and a redstone block on this hopper here. This is what it should look like. Now fill up one of these hoppers with blocks. Now you need to fully fill it up, and it can be any sort of block. It needs to be 5 full stacks. And the hopper clock will start. From this hopper here, come out 2 blocks. And then bring this right along. Now I'm using slabs here just because it's more resource efficient. Come right along until you've lined up with the obsidian block. I've lined it up there. Then you want to work your way up like this, just creating a staircase. And we are going to grab out redstone and connect this up. We'll have to add in a repeater here as well. Got that going to that side. Then on the other side, we want to do the same. Now we can't just do it here because you'll notice the redstone all links up and we don't want that. So we're going to do it on the opposite side of the hopper clock, 2 blocks out, and then come right across until we've lined up with this obsidian. Then we're going to have to bring it over a few, build up the staircase again, like that, and bring up redstone dust. Of course, we'll add in some repeaters to extend this current. And the easiest way to do that is to connect it up to the redstone like this and see where the current dies. So my current dies here. It is on 0. There's no sort of red particle. See, there's a red particle here. No red particle there. Oops, I broke it. So we'll grab a repeater and put it in here. Now on this side, the redstone block hasn't changed over. So we're just going to count 15 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So on this block here, on the 15th block, we'll place a repeater. Now we have a fully functioning redstone clock system that'll activate these 2 lights. And you'll see we've switched it over now and it has activated this. Now if you notice here, because I've used slabs, this redstone hasn't connected. So you need to ensure that you have these blocks here. Because redstone can go down blocks but can't go down slabs properly. It has to have a full face there. So using blocks for the staircase is crucial and not slabs. And on this side, I've done the same thing and got the blocks. Now we get to do the fun bit of adding in the minecart. So break this block here, come to this corner, place your minecart with a hopper and give it a little push. And you'll see it starts to go right around. So now you guys can get infinite paper for all your enchanting books, as well as loads of sugar to make yummy, delicious desserts in Minecraft. So that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and remember to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys later. And remember, stay carbonated.